It's the best and worst DLCs of the year. What DSP felt were the best and worst downloadable contents that he actually played in 2014. This is it! It's finally my personal pick for my favorite DLC of the year. What's it going to be? Will it be the same as yours? Keep in mind, I didn't play that many DLCs this year. Many people went ahead and bought all the season passes for all their favorite games. For me, it was more just kind of picking the little ones that I really had a lot of interest in. So I would not be surprised if my interests don't match up to yours. However, without further ado, my personal pick for the best DLC of 2014. Here it comes! That's right, it's The Last of Us Left Behind DLC. Well, quite honestly, this is probably no surprise to those of you who know my personal tastes, and you know that The Last of Us was my favorite game of last year, so obviously the follow-up and prequel DLC to this one is actually pretty good, and I thought it was the best DLC that I played this year. And some might say, but Phil, you hate prequel DLCs. How dare you say that this is very good when it goes against your usual rantings about how prequels don't matter? Well, in this case, I make a personal exception, because not only do you have the outstanding survival gameplay of The Last of Us, you combine it with a prequel story featuring Ellie and her personal friend Riley, who you really hear a few allusions and references to in the main campaign of The Last of Us, but you never really get the full story on. Here you get to find out about their personal relationship, how they were friends for a long time, how Ellie eventually gets hooked up with the Fireflies, and basically a really interesting personal touch. Two girls who are young, who are trying to be girls in this post-apocalyptic world, and even having some personal kid-like moments right in the middle of the horrendous, destroyed atmosphere and the decayed surroundings. Of course, there's gameplay with the clickers as well as gameplay with humans who are trying to hunt down the girls. There's a really depressing ending, but it's kind of something that you were expecting, especially if you already paid attention in the main campaign of the original Last of Us game. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very well done. It was a great send-off to The Last of Us. I think that probably a lot of people who got the definitive edition of The Last of Us really enjoyed this more than people who had just bought it as a standalone DLC. It's definitely worth playing. The graphics are great. The gameplay is great. It's more of the great stuff, plus some great character development elements in it. The Last of Us Left Behind, my pick for favorite DLC of the year. So that is it for this year. Undoubtedly, I really didn't check out too many of the season passes. In a lot of cases, I didn't have time to play a lot of the DLCs that maybe I would have wanted to. I guess we'll see what happens in 2015, and if a lot of the DLCs that are introduced in that year are actually better off. I really felt that in 2014 I was going to hold back on a lot of these because I didn't think they'd be very good, and quite honestly, I think that I did a good job of picking out some of the best ones. I hope that you'll join me next year for more gameplay and more fun DLC playthroughs, as well as my personal countdowns come the end of the year. That's it for now. Peace out, everyone, and I'll see you later.